Hello and welcome to the Daily Halacha. Now today we're going to talk about Leil Seder. Finally, we got to the Leil Seder. As first, I want to show you the picture of the plate. The plate that we are placing the different foods that we have. And here's the picture that we have here. So why I'm showing you the picture? Because in Kol Arizal, in Kol Hidden Books, it's very important to place the food in a specific place, not just mix it all together, but place each the various food in each and a different place, as we can see in this picture. So we have the egg above here on the left, and the kapas, the celery, below it. The chazeret we have here, the letters we have here, and the endives in the maror in the middle. Zroa. Now zroa we can use the wing of the Ashkenazim, most likely use the wing of the chicken. We use the bone of the lamb. Here's the charoset, that's the brown mix that we have, mixing with nuts and figs and dates. This is the chazeret. This is the charoset, sorry. And then above it we have the shalosh matzot, the three matzot we have that we place it on the plate. Okay. This is the plate, and now I want to remind you again that my wife, God bless her, she's preparing plates, and she's delighted to prepare plates to each and everyone that wants for free, pre-made, and whoever wants to take can come and take it, and he will have the Seder plate set for him with Agadah if he needs Agadah. Just let me know, and I will we'll set one for you. We'll order. I would like to talk now about Kadesh. The first thing that comes first is Kadesh. Kadesh. Before we start in Kadesh, we need to know the Shulchan Aruch. The first seif on the Shulchan Aruch says that we set the table in a nice way, as the table of a king. So we order and prepare the table with a nice tablecloth, white, beautiful, nice plates, and all this to show that we are kings. Because we are representing our freedom, representing our exile from Egypt, and that's the reason that we need to do it in the best way as we can do it. So, and then after that we start Kadesh. Kadesh we can start only after Tzet HaKochavim. Only after 3 stars appear. We can see in the calendar when it's Tzet HaKochavim, and at the time we can start Kadesh. We can't start before. If a person finished before, you can, especially today that people are not going to the synagogue, so maybe they can just pray and finish very quickly. So it's recommended to go over the Agadah and learn a bit about the Halachot, a bit about the Midrashim. It will prepare you a bit more to the Seder night. So in Kadesh, the first cup, we have 4 cups. The first cup that we are doing as usual, like every day, every Shabbat, every Yom Tov, we have Kadesh. You take a cup of wine, Revi'it, and it needs to be red wine. Why? The rabbis give us many different reasons. One of the reasons is, I saw in the Midrash that Paro immersed himself in blood when he slaughtered the children of the Jews, or the babies, and he immersed himself in the blood. So blood is the color. He had leprosy, so the color of the blood is red, and the wine is red. But if a person doesn't have red wine, he can use the white wine. Obviously, a person that doesn't feel well for any reason, he can't handle this strong red wine. Absolutely, can use grape juice. Women, children can use grape juice. Children definitely can use grape juice, and they even don't have to have Revi'it, because we're just trying to educate them and teach them what's the Seder all about. So we can be lenient with children, but still, if they want to eat, if they want to feel like they're like all the family, all the adults, so they can obviously, if the parents allow, they can have the Revi'it Yain. This is Kadesh. So one thing that we are exceptional in Kadesh is that we don't, not the Baal Habayit, he's not the only one that is making Kiddush. All his family and his guests, this year we don't have guests, but all his family will together with him make Kiddush, and then when he drinks it, he needs to lean to the left side, not to the right, the left side. Why? We have two reasons. The first reason is we have the two pipes in our throat, the food and breathing. Yeah. So we don't want the food to mix between the pipe of breathing and the pipe that we are eating. Yeah. What we call esophagus. Esophagus. That's the pipe that we are eating in. So we don't want to mix them. Therefore, we are leaning on the left side. The second reason is because we're holding the food in a right. The majority of the world using and eating and do all the stuff with the right. So therefore, he leans on the left and he eats with the right. So in that case, we have two exceptionals that if they didn't lean, if they didn't recline, they still fulfill the obligation. The first one are women. Women that didn't recline, they still fulfill the obligation. Why? The Rama brings down the Avaya. The Avaya says that today, that in his days, in those days, that they didn't, that people are already never lean down, never recline. So they we don't have to make the special mitzvah by Asava. We don't obviously we don't follow this opinion, but still we use it with women that some say that they don't need to lean. And the first reason that we said, the second reason that we said that eating was the right and leaning was the left, those that are left hands and the right and eat with the left, if they mistakenly lean down in the right side, they still fulfill the obligation. Okay, so very important to know, a seba, we have to do a seba, it requires a seba in the Kadesh. After Kadesh, we have Uchatz. We have to wash our hands exactly like you wash for bread, but we don't recite any bracha on it. Since we're not washing hands for bread, we're washing hands only for the sake of dipping something in water that requires washing hands. So we wash our hands and we don't talk. Yeah, if a person talk, okay, talk, but highly recommended not to talk between washing hands and going back to your table. We don't talk, and we sit and we take the karpas and we dip it in the salt water. Now the karpas needs to be less than the size of kazait. Why? Since we have a dispute between the rabbis if we need to recite bracha achona after eating karpas, therefore we need to be very careful to eat less than kazait, less than the size of kazait. The celery less than kazait. It's interesting, since many the conclusion of the halacha is if we eat something less than the size of kazait and it's wet and we dip it in the water or it's wet, it doesn't require bracha. It doesn't require washing hands. So why here? It's like here we're holding the rope from two sides. From one side we say that we have to eat less than kazait because we're concerned about we are not sure if we have to say the bracha or not. In the other hand, we have the opinion that says that if it's a less than kazait, it doesn't require washing hands. So what's the problem here? So the rabbis offer us many different answers. We're not going to go into it now. But the main reason of the karpas doing it before the meal is for children to ask questions, to wake up the curiosity of the children, to make them curious. What's going on here? Why are we dipping karpas before starting to eat? Yeah? What is the reason? They ask questions, and that's the reason of the Seder, for children to ask questions. That's the main reason. Okay, so tomorrow we will continue with Chatz and furthermore. And I want to wish you again, have a great, beautiful, happy day and all the best.